Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a tutorial, my first tutorial for Country Craft Creations, which I'm on the design team for in the card department. I have been asked to share how I've made my explosion box cards. There are many tutorials online for these, but this is my version of it, or I guess I learned literally from just having a template that was already made in a set. So I'm just going off of what I saw, which was a 3" by 3" box card. So it ends up being 6 by 6 when it's folded closed, depending on how you embellish it. But I'm going to share with you how I've created it for the gals in our group and for anyone on YouTube that wants to participate and learn how to make one. So we're going to just get started. What you need is you need a 12 by 12 cardstock, and you need to cut it in half at 6 inches. Now, I like to cut my lines before I score, because once I score and then I go to cut, especially since I'm using thicker paper, it tends to fray at my cut lines if I've scored first. So we're going to go ahead and cut our box lines first, and these are the measurements. You're going to put it in. The first cut line will actually be 2 7/8. So you're going to cut at 2 7/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be your first cut line, and you're going to cut to 3 inches. Okay, then you're going to put it in all the way to 5 3/4, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to cut to 3 inches. Okay, it's okay if you go a little over, because once we score, it'll be just fine. The next cut will be 8 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 5/8. Again, cutting down to the 3 inches. Yep, I'm using an old school cutter. The next cut will be at 11 1/2 inches from the top to the 3 inch line. Really pretty simple. So it should look like this now. So you've got all the flaps and then this piece right here. And what I like to do with this piece right here is right before I even finish and start to actually do my score lines, I like to cut this piece off, because this is actually going to be your flap to glue the box closed. So now that that's done, we're going to get our scoreboard out and we are going to score. And what I like to do is go ahead and put it back on the scoreboard, just like this, diagonal, or horizontal, I should say. And what we're going to do is we're going to score again at the same exact place as the cut lines, which is 2 7/8. Right here, and we're going to score down to the cut line. So we're going to do 5 3/4 and score down to the cut line. Then we're going to do 8 5/8 and score down to the cut line. And then right here at the 11 1/2, we're going to score all the way down to where we cut right there. So now we've got our score lines. Then we're going to flip it this direction with the flap at the bottom. And I like to use this just to help me, but we're going to actually score this all the way down to that last score line before this one. I hope you guys can see this. We're going to score right to here. So I just use that as my measurement, and we're going to score at 3 inches all the way down. Just like that. So now your box looks like this. And we do not score here, because that's your back flap. So you look back here, and now you have the construction of your box, just like that. See? And when this is inside, this will fold flat just like this. So now with that being said, we're going to put this aside just for a brief moment, and we're going to cut these are going to be our inserts, and these are actually, you cut these at 2 strips, 1 inch by 4 5/8. So 1 inch by 4 5/8. Then you will need to score these as well, because these are going to be your inserts to hold up the pop-ups. So we're going to score these at, I believe we score them at 7/8 of an inch. Up here at the top, if you can see it, 7/8, and then again at 3/4. So I'll just do the 3/4 right now, and the 7/8, 1, 2, 3, oh yeah, 7/8 right there. And you're going to need 2 of those, folks. You're going to need 2 of these, and then you do the 3/4. So that way, it looks like this. And if you want to mat these, you're going to want to cut them at 7/8, actually no, 6/8 by 2 7/8 is how you're going to mat those. So your matting pieces will be just, I actually made mine smaller because I wanted the stripe through the center, but it would be, if you wanted to mat it, it would be 6/8 by 2 7/8, or 2 5/8, nope, 2 7/8. All right, so that is how we start the box. Next up, what we do is we actually take our box, and we know that this is going to be the inside, just like that. So what I do is I like to fold it like this, and you're going to mat these. And the matting pieces are going to be cut at, let's see where I have these marked down at. Oh, okay, so the matting pieces are going to be cut at 2 5/8 by 2 3/4. Okay, so they'll be matted like this. Well, they technically would be matted like that. So these go like this, which I'm going to share with you how they'll look when they're matted. And I like doing it like this so you can actually see the cute design. And I'm also going to use the stripes for the bottom of the box. And you will see why shortly. So we're going to go ahead and glue these on real quickly. I'm using the awesome art glitter glue from Tamara's store, by the way. Best thing with the glue tip I've ever used. Best thing I've ever used. And I've been sparing it because I don't want to use it all unless I'm using it only on my design stuff. So the glue tip is amazing, and it's just easier if I glue off camera, obviously. But it is the best glue I've ever used. So definitely go and check out her store because she ships within 2 days, 3 days tops, depending on where you're located. But I've always gotten my stuff within 2 days. And it's not any extra on the shipping for that either. So it's pretty awesome. So we're almost done matting this part. And then I'll show you how we're going to do the pop-up inserts. I think you guys are going to like it. These are pretty cute cards. Like I said, this is the 3rd one I have ever made. 3rd one, and I'm showing you how to do it. Isn't that just funny? I'm actually one of those people that I just like to, oh yeah, the stripes go up and down. I actually just like to, I learned how to make it one time and then I just don't forget. And this actually was learned from a template that I bought from a local scrapbook store that was, it was already cut, it was already pre-made. And I thought, you know, I betcha I can just figure it out on my own. And I did. So you definitely want to make sure that when you mat these, you get the design right so it doesn't look silly when you mat them. I like mine to be a little odd and awkward on this one just because it's the bottom of the box. Just because there's stripes too. But I really love this gingham. I think the gingham is really super cute. So there it is matted. Really simple. And if you get any of the art glitter glue on stuff, you can use a dryer sheet or a dried out baby wipe. But what I use is these little foam things that come in like Darice folders and stuff, and it literally will take the glue right off. It's like an eraser, like a glue eraser. Don't know how to explain it, but it's pretty awesome. Okay, so now this is being said, this is the back of the box that always stays up. So whatever you mat the next bits of pieces with, you want to make sure that it is facing upward like this. You want to make sure that is facing upward. And then these are facing the opposite direction because these are the ones that flap down. So there's the ones that are going to be upright. So we're going to go ahead and glue these on. These are little hearts. That's why I say if there's a design on them, you want to make sure that it is done upright. And I like them to be up a little higher than the actual fold line. So I cut them down just a little bit smaller just because of I embellish that way. So, like I said, this one's upright and these ones are going to be facing down. That way, when they flip over, you can actually see the pattern in the right direction. I goofed on my very first one not doing that. So, I learned my lesson. Like that one, almost did it. Almost did it. I'm always so nervous doing tutorials because I've never really done them. So, very new to me. I think this is my 3rd ever tutorial on YouTube, maybe my 4th in my 2 years of being on YouTube. So, excuse me. It is fun though. I enjoy it. All right, so now we've got those matted. So now your box should look like this. Just like that. Now, and you can go inside and mat the inside if you'd like, but I am not going to just because I already know that I don't need to. So that's what your box will look like. Now, with that being said, we're going to start on the little pieces that you stick inside, which are like this. And I'm going to go ahead and glue on my little matted pieces so I don't forget, because it's harder to glue them on after they're in the box, and I'd rather not wait. I'd rather not wait. Just glue them on now. So I'm just going to glue these little guys on, and then we're going to embellish it, and then we're going to say voila, and it's all done. I am pretty fast when I craft, so it's kind of nice because I always pre-cut things, so you don't have to watch me do it, and then you can pause. So when I say the size, you can just pause and cut out, you know, all the pieces and get it ready to go. Okay, so this is the box like this, which means your pieces need to go this direction. So you fold and score, and you're going to take, so that's the back, you're going to take this piece right here, and what I do is I'm going to take and glue this one just above that score line right here and underneath this score line, just like that, just right underneath. So it looks like that. And then I'm going to take the next one and do very much the same thing above it. So I'm going to take this one and go like this and right back to back, just like that, and push it down. So you have two directly in the middle of the box with the same amount of measurements on both sides sticking out. Okay. Then I'm going to take, and I'm actually going to glue this flap in and build the box first. And I'll show you why. It's actually easier to glue that way. So I'm going to take the art glitter glue and I'm going to fold this one in. This is how it's easiest for me. Not everybody would be easy for it, but for me, this is the easy part. Or it's easier for me to do it like that. So now it looks like this. And you still have these little flaps right here. So what I do is I just gently flip the flap up and I glue it. And it just lays into place. I know it seems like a mess, but it actually works out pretty well. So I go ahead and I glue that into place, just like so. There you go. Glue it just like that, so it looks like this. Do you see how you have that flap there now? Same thing with this guy. I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue on him. Art glitter glue works really well because the tip on it is just so perfect that I don't have to try to peel off score tape or anything like that. So this glue is perfect. So here is the base to your box. Pretty fun, right? I'm using Doodlebug Cream and Sugar Collection. And so I pre-cut out a couple things, but what I'm going to tell you to do is I'm using 80-pound cardstock here. You can use chipboard, you can use anything you want, but I'm going to cut out little strips that are 1/4 of an inch, just 1/4 of an inch, in the heavy cardstock. I tried acetate. It is too flimsy for me unless you get really thick acetate. But these are what you glue the embellishments to stick behind the flaps to have them pop out. Now, I try not to make them any taller than the tallest point of the box. Sometimes I do, but it just depends on where I do it. So I'm also using little cut-aparts that came in the collection, which are these little chipboard elements. And they're super cute. So these are the 4 that I'm going to be adding to the box right now. And this is the back piece. It is a sticker that I backed on some cardstock and fussy cut out, and I'm going to stick that right in the very, very, very back of this, just pop up out of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this guy on so you can watch. Now I like this because this is kind of the focal point, so I definitely want to glue the back piece on first so I know how to layer these in such a way that they're not covering the sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this guy right there. It says, "Sweet, adorable you." How cute is that? All right, so next up is all these cute little baking. Like, here's a pile of donuts. Here's a cake or ice cream or Jell-O mold. I'm not really sure, but it's really cute. And then a donut. And I leave these really long so I can decide on how short I want to cut them or how I want them to be so they're not just falling out of the box. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is the largest one. Actually, no. I'll do this little one right here. And I think I'm going to stick it right there just like that. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut just a little tiny bit off the bottom. And I'm going to glue the back here. And I'm going to stick it right there. So it sticks up just like that. So you can still see the sentiment. You can still see all the pretties, but without hurting the box. Okay, let's see. Let's place some stuff here. I definitely want to use this guy. Definitely want to use the donut. And I might actually put the donut down up front. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll put the donut in the back. I think I'm going to do the donut in the back. I'll glue this one down a little bit here. Cut a little bit more off. And I think I'm going to stick him on that side. Just like that. Then I'm going to take this pretty one. I'm going to cut it down just slightly because it's really tall. And I'm going to glue this one just right in the front. Kind of like that. I kind of didn't want to cover the sentiment, so maybe I'll stick it, well, maybe I won't use it. I like the hearts. Let's see, maybe it's too big. Maybe we should pick a different piece to put there. Oh, I could use this little heart too. I have another little heart that I punched out that's on foam, which will be easy to pop up right there. I could stick the heart here and another heart here. So it looks like this. How cute is that? Okay, sold and sold. And we're going to put this heart here like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this one just right here in the very front of the box. I like how you don't always have to be limited to just putting it on the tabs. I kind of like putting them everywhere. So we'll just put another heart right there, just like that. So now we have the hearts and the sweet goodies and all the fun jazz that's on there. Super exciting. Now in this collection also had a bunch of sticker sentiments, and I picked the Happy Valentine's Day just because it is Valentine's Day themed, and it is Valentine's Day. So I went ahead and punched out with my scallop punch a bunch of these and some corresponding just blue colored cardstock in circles. And then I took my heart punch and I did punch out these hearts. But in this collection I'm going to be using this heart. So we're just going to glue these down. I think this will be super pretty. I'm going to put this right in the center, up a little higher, because I have a sentiment that goes down below. So I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to glue the heart or the blue over it, the blue circle. This is actually much prettier in person. Kind of hard to get it on camera. My lighting is a poor quality. Okay, and then here's the heart, which I popped up on foam, and I'm going to put the heart right here in the center, just like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this sentiment right here, and we're going to glue this right here. And it's okay if it overlaps a little bit. I'm all right with that. I think it's super cute. So we're going to glue that down, right down here. There we go. How cute is that? All right, now I went ahead and made 2 more of these, but with the smaller hearts, and these are going to go on either side of the box. And then this box is done, folks. See, it's pretty simple. I could add more goodies to the center if you want to later, just but for the sake of the video, I just picked a few things. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on the center here. And then I'm going to glue this one and put this one on the center on that side. So you've got all 3 flaps covered, a sentiment in the middle. You've got 4 pop-ups sticking out. How fun, right? And then when it closes flat, just like this. Closes flat. And there you go. You have your pop-up box card. And it's really cute. And what a great way to decorate. I think that I do have cute little stickers here, these little macaroons, that I think would be really cute to stick in the centers of these hearts, which is what I probably will do and call this card good. And then I'll show a finished picture of this project in Country Craft Creations, or Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations on Facebook. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope I helped. Yeah, it's really simple. The cutting and the score lines, it's actually pretty simple, and you can always make these smaller. I did get a couple in the mail that were only 2 inches by 2 inches, and they were super cute. So, all right, folks, thanks for coming today, and I'll be back tonight with some fun mail. So thanks for coming. Have a great day.